Hi, my friends. It's Nanny, home from the wedding. Exhausted. It's been a great weekend. We had dinner last night also with Bill and Bonnie, who are heading back to Idaho today. In this video, you are going to see clips and videos of a wonderful event, fashion, family, and lots of fun. So I hope you will enjoy it. I know you all requested it, and you'll enjoy the way some of the clips. See, one of my clips is already falling out. Yesterday it didn't fall out at all. But yeah, these, see how long these are? They're a little long, but they're beautiful. Did the job yesterday. I don't know whether you could see or not in the back, but those combs, the teeth on the combs are about that long. And when you put them into my little Victorian roll in the back, they kind of want to fall out the bottom. I don't have that much hair there, but they did look great at the wedding. I don't know whether my granddaughters did a better job of helping to set it. So I have made this video a little bit interesting for some of you that might not necessarily be interested in, but I've done a fun thing with fashion, and there's a very funny rabbit hole story about a very typical story about little girls guarding the dessert table. Oh boy. So enjoy. Of course, I had to dress up in my wedding outfit again because you didn't really see it in any of the pictures. I think I might have been in one or two. I was running around myself taking so much video that I don't think anyone caught me in a sitting position at any time. So I have redone my hair, but this time without my little granddaughters to help. They helped put the jewels in the back, and they helped to tell me whether my little roll was okay in the back. This was before we left Mikey's house. So I'm going to show you now. I just tried to recreate it with those little jeweled combs, which are a bit long to go into my roll in the back. But let me show you what it looks like. I hope that came out okay. Now the other change, when I was talking to our daughter Dubby before we left yesterday morning, time is escaping me, she said, "Are you wearing those green velvet shoes that I gave you at Christmas time?" And I remembered, and I think I showed it to you then. It was either Christmas or right afterward, maybe getting ready for St. Patrick's Day, which the party never happened once again. But she gave me these shoes that she bought, and I absolutely love them because I had them also in cranberry for a cranberry outfit. And we bought these at Target, but she bought these for herself. And she took them home, just love them. They have this little diamond studded band across the front, beautiful couture type toe, and they are a slide, but they stayed on so well. And I dug them out of the closet, and oh my gosh, they looked just beautiful. So I scrubbed the black ones that I had packed, wore these instead, and guess what? The very first compliment when we arrived at the wedding from someone I didn't even know was not on my flowered pants or my pretty Amazon shirt or my hairdo and my jewels, but my shoes. Go figure. As you know, Moosey and I drove down Thursday morning to Mikey's house in San Diego, and we got ready there, and then Mikey drove us all in his van to the wedding after we were all dressed. Well, another funny rabbit's, well, it wasn't too funny at the time, but Sabrina was in the third seats in the back with the two little girls, and Dana and I were in the second seats, and Moosey and Mikey, of course, were up in front. And 5 minutes after we got in the car, we're speeding along the freeway. Mikey went to speed up a little bit. Sabrina had a water bottle, one of these tall, skinny ones. It's aerodynamically made the wrong way, I'm sure. Too thin and too tall. And at one point, the top wasn't on, and we lurched a little bit forward, and the bottle went full of water into Sabrina's lap, her beautiful peacock blue, gorgeous dress, the whole thing in her lap. I mean, it puddled in her lap, through to her underwear, and she was sitting in a puddle. And we all said, oh, what are we gonna do? She said, oh, Mikey, should we turn back? I think I need new underwear. Well, we decided we couldn't because we were on time. And so we tried to hold Sabrina's dress up with the air conditioning to try and let her dry. Fortunately, it was a lightweight crepe. It was a beautiful dress and didn't make any marks whatsoever. And by the time we got there and we all got out of the car, Sabrina's dress was almost dry, and the heat of the day dried it in the next couple of minutes. Now, I don't know about her underwear, but her dress was dried and she looked beautiful. It was a beautiful wedding. Jenny looked absolutely gorgeous, as you will see. So did everyone else. All the little girls and all my granddaughters, all my great-granddaughters. And I hope that you enjoy these. I know I talked about it. People that don't know me probably won't be too interested, but it was a wonderful day for a grandma who adores her family, for a grandpa as well, to see most of our children. A few of them couldn't make it, and that's another story. Around. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful. And smile, look at those pretty. Lizzie, let's see. This is her dress from Hawaii.
And I like to flip my hair like this.
Oh, I do too. Oh,
I had a long time, haven't had one.
You're right. Ooh, way to get your jacket on your hat.
Could you mind?
All right, everyone up here, smile. 1, 2.
Now here's the story of the caper of the guards of the cookies and the donut and the cake table. The little ones, all the little, as you saw in the pictures that I've put on, Sabrina happened to be nearby and caught all this with photos. One of the servers or the coordinators of the wedding started to set up the dessert table, which was off on the side. As you could tell, it was a beautiful outdoor wedding. And she started setting up cookies, put the cake there, and then they had this big board, a rustic board with nails or hooks on it, and they started to hang all kinds of different colored donuts up there. Well, of course, all the little ones made a beeline for that table. They were all running around. We were all seated listening to speeches at this point. This was after the ceremony and everything. And so the 3 little flower girls, plus my little granddaughters, Megan and Lizzie, were all up there clamoring around the table. Well, the smart server knew what to do, and she said to them, girls, I'm going to leave you in charge of the dessert table, and you can't let anyone take anything, no cookies, no donuts, or anything until after we serve the dinner. So she said, do you think you can do that? And they said, oh yes, we'll guard the table. We won't let anybody take anything. Well, as Moose said, that was kind of like asking the fox to guard the chicken coop, but they did. And as you can tell in these sequences, one lady came up before dinner, happened to walk by, and she reached out and grabbed a cookie. Wow, you can imagine these little girls. Sabrina said, oh, she felt so sorry for the woman. She was a lovely woman. I didn't know who she was. But all of a sudden, Brindley points to the cookie that was missing. And at that point, the waitress came up and she said, she stole a cookie. And they went on pointing to the woman and pointing to the cookie. And the woman, you can see her picture there with her mouth wide open. Anyway, look at the pictures. It was so funny. But do notice little 4-year-old Hayden down in the right-hand corner of the photo, looking up at the lady with these dagger eyes, looking at her as if to say, how could you do that? Well, after that was over, at some point, there were some donuts that looked like they were half eaten there were some empty hooks. And someone went up and said, were you eating donuts? And Brindley looked up and said, we only ate the ones that were falling off the hooks. Well, funny ending to the whole night. And I heard this the next morning when we were all doing the telephone hash afterward. Poor Brindley threw up in the car on the way home that night, I guess about 11 or 12 o'clock, going back to the hotel. A lot of them stayed locally in a local hotel. And in another car, little Tegan, the little 8-year-old, Tegan threw up all over her mommy Lila's dress and everything in the back of their car on the way home. So I guess there probably were too many donuts consumed by the little ones. But it was a great wedding. But I thought that you would get a kick out of this little rabbit hole story, which I thought was one of the highlights of the night, especially since Sabrina managed to catch a lot of the pictures. But, oh, I felt sorry for that woman. But I think she took it in stride. She said, I can't put this back. I've already touched it. It was a cute story. Now, I decided rather than just watching someone's wedding, all the different parts that you didn't know, of course you do feel like you know Jenny because of me, I'm sure. I decided to do a little mini fashion show. Do you remember Joan Rivers when she used to cover the after parties of the Oscars and the Grammys and the Emmys, all the parties, the red carpet thing? She did all the before interviews, and then afterwards she had her own show. I don't know what it was called after the show or whatever, but when she had all these women that she was interviewing, as she was asking them what they were wearing, instead of saying, what are you wearing? It was, who are you wearing? Which meant, which couture designer is this for your dress? And it became something that even after Joan was gone, other people followed it afterward, the people that covered all these events anyway. And it was always, who are you wearing? Well, I decided to do a who are you wearing little interview for some of my granddaughters and I think a couple of my daughters, and two men, Moosey was one, and Debbie's husband was the other one. And I am showing you these clips, and they caught on right away, and the big spoof parody I thought turned out kind of cute. Shannon, who are you wearing?
I'm wearing Daisy Shop. My shoes are from Amazon. And I'm wearing a dress that's thrifted by none other than me.
Oh, and your shoes?
Shoes are Mom's.
Oh, shoes are Mom's.
Of course.
Thank you. All right, who are you wearing, Tess?
The dress is Amazon. The bag is Gucci.
Oh,
The shoes are Nordstrom. My hair is
wow. Okay, Deb,
Deb, who are you wearing?
Debbie, who are you wearing?
Oh, these are Anne Klein.
Let me
I
see
also have them in a camel mule and a black mule.
Oh, and what about the dress? That's all
this was
stained
a
with
mother.
wine.
I know, it's water.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I've had this a few years.
And Barry, who are you wearing?
These are orthopedic propane.
They're lovely, absolutely lovely. Wasn't it amazing and quite interesting that all of these people that I interviewed, I would say Amazon came out as the winner. Now, normally, 5 years ago, we all went out to the malls or we went to the mom and pop shops, the boutiques, and we would buy that type of clothing for ourselves, for our daughters and our granddaughters. But did you notice the Amazon purchases beautiful clothing at reasonable prices? Meanwhile, we're saving gas, we're saving running around trying to hunt for things, and you can find it right on Amazon. I thought it was, first of all, everyone looked absolutely lovely. And most everyone had something on there. I loved Tess, who had this one-shouldered black darling sundress on, and yet she does have a genuine Gucci purse given to her by her fiance. As you know, Last weekend, Moosey and I were supposed to go down to the beachfront hotel where Matthew and Cindy and the children were celebrating 2 of Matthew and Cindy's children's birthdays. And they wanted us to come down. Well, as it turned out, it was so crowded because there was a surfing competition going on in Huntington Beach that we just didn't, Matt thought it was not a good idea. The pool was just jammed with people, and they decided to just enjoy the weekend, and we would see them maybe the next day for pizza. Well, the next day he called. No, I think it was Tuesday we decided to go. Tuesday morning he called and he said, "Bet's off." I said, "Oh, Matthew, what?" He said, "Yep, Lauren came down with COVID last night, and their 13-year-old, the 2 birthday kids, the 13-year-old came down the next day with COVID. So Matthew and Cindy and the 3 children, they have another son, Matthew Jr., they couldn't attend the wedding. And the 2 kids were feeling pretty bad with fevers and headaches, and I know. I just can't say any more about it. We miss them. And we did bring Mass. Fortunately, it was an outdoor reception, the whole thing, in this beautiful botanical gardens that was from the arrival and driving through the what's like being in Hawaii, with very, very tropical, and the whole setting was out of this world with gorgeous trees and lights, but no Matthew, Cindy, and the kids. And one of Dubby's sons, Connor, wasn't able to make it at the last minute. He had something with his job that he couldn't leave. So a couple of others, our grandson Riley, who works for the Los Angeles Fire Department, was recalled. So it was a little hard. I'm sure there were a few others that missed it.
They're here. Fantastic.
Nanny, we made it.
There's our 7th child, Adam. There he is.
Go. You should do my background.
2 and 3. Whoa. She got it. Big round of applause, everybody.
Well, I want to thank you all. I want to get this video out by the morning so you can see it early Sunday morning. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you holding off one extra day, and I didn't get my video up yesterday. I want to thank all of you new people for subscribing and liking and giving us those thumbs up. And to all our regular friends, I hope you enjoyed seeing Moose and I thoroughly enjoying all of our family in one place. It hasn't happened for a long, long time. There were a few that we missed, but it was just a great weekend. And I just want to thank you all once again. So we'll see you next week again. Don't know what's going to happen, but I'm sure it'll be something. Bye for now. God bless us all.